today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Mezco designer vinyl Batman and the Joker. An earlier released piece, this is not something that just came out, but Spot has been in real full swing when it comes to the Suicide Squad and hopefully eventually a trailer coming out in the near future. I decided to go into my collection and I found this little bad boy and wanted to give him a proper review. It's different in the sense that, well, you get yourself a blue cowled Batman for starters, but with Joker, what interests me so much about this particular piece is that he's actually sporting his trench coat and his hat, which is not something that you see a lot in Joker vinyl pieces. Spin around the side of the box and we've got Joker with his very sinister smile. And then on the back, we've got DC Universe Mez-Itz designer vinyl, recommended for ages 15 and up. This comes to us from the folks over again at Mezco. And then on the underside, you can go to www.mezcotoys.com. This is, again, one of those pieces where I've had it in my collection for a while, and I really wanted to give it eventually a review. It just so happened that with all the stuff going on right now with Suicide Squad, it got me interested in getting this guy finally opened up. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this opened. And when we come back, we're going to get a better look at DC Universe Mez-Itz designer vinyl, Batman versus the Joker. There's more coming your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's have a look at Batman and Joker. And actually, the one thing I forgot to mention at the time that we had a look at the packaging was that this was a 2010 con exclusive that Mezco released these two pieces. We've had a look at Mez-Itz in the past. Usually when I did look at them, they were the more smaller Mez-Itz, so that these ones are a little bit bigger. And this is really one of my favorite Batman pieces. It's so funny the fact that I took so long to get around to reviewing these pieces, because these are really the type that I should have got to them right away. Batman does come with one accessory. He comes with this large Batarang, and you can fit it into his hand. It's a very big, wide Batarang, but again, it has to fit Batman's hands appropriately, so it's a little bit thicker in size. Fantastic details on these pieces. It astounds me, again, when you can take companies that have vinyl pieces that they're known for, in this case, Mezco's Mez-Itz, and for all intents and purposes, aside from the sculpt on the ears and the additional spikes on his glove, Batman's really utilizing the exact same Mez-Itz body as Joker, and for that matter, other Mez-Itz too. But there's just something about that the little details, the little sculpts on his muscles and the utility belt and the gloves that really makes the figure pop. It especially pops in the cowl area there, where I think Batman shines the most. It gives him a real grittiness, but really also it gives Batman that classic comic book design that I love so much. It's hard to really interpret this in a real practical, real world sense, but I've always been a big fan of the blue cowled Batman. I prefer more so the bat symbol where it wasn't in the yellow shield circle, but still, it's a classic, iconic look to Batman that I love really so much. He does have a long cape, and yes, you can see it's a fabric cape versus a plastic treatment. You can either have it out, as you can see right here, or initially, when we get packaging, it's kind of just tucked into itself, which is maybe a preferred look I like more so as opposed to it being a fanning out cape. In the way of Batman's articulation now, it would be the same on Joker when we have a look at him as well. He does have a ball joint in the head, swiveled wrists, or swiveled arms I should say, and he also has a swiveled leg. Mez-Itz logo on the underside of both of their feet. And there you have Batman. Putting him to the side, let's have a look at Joker. It's one Joker where I kind of wish he had actually been just wearing his suit versus the trench coat. And this being a con exclusive, I'm pretty sure there probably was a Joker just suit-wise, and that the trench coat was more the con release of this character. Also, too, he does come with his fedora that you can put over his head. And it might actually be the exact same fedora that they used for... Oh, maybe not. I was going to say the same as their Mez-Itz Freddy Krueger, but I think their Freddy Krueger was a felt piece versus a solid plastic. It seems like he might have a little sharp of an edge around the rim of the hat, so be a little careful with that. But you can either have him sporting his hat, or you can have it without. not really sure which one I prefer. I think it suits him better with the trench coat on to have the hat, but still, I don't know. I always still love Joker with his hat off, and you just see his lovely green locks. A very sinister looking face on Joker. Not only the wrinkles around his smile, but the wrinkles around his eyes really make the figure look awesome. He doesn't have, well, I guess he has about the same level of detail in the torso as Batman, because you're factoring in all the trench coat and detail. It gets a little lost in the leg area because it's, it's sculpted to the leg versus it being a standalone loose piece. There's what he looks like on the back. Again, he would have all the same articulation, ball joint in the head. It sometimes gets a little stiffer to move, but he has a ball joint in the head, ball hinge, well, not ball hinge, but he has a swiveled arm, and he also has swiveled legs. It's a great set, and the beauty of it, too, is being that this was a 2010 con exclusive, to find this guy, or these two figures now, are relatively inexpensive. They're not super expensive, and they won't certainly break the bank for you. If you're a fan of Batman and the Joker, especially now, Suicide Squad, these are definitely pieces you want to add to your collection. Spot went a little deeper into his collection to bring you this review today, as we're having a look today at the 2010 con exclusive, the Mez-Itz from Mezco, Batman and the Joker. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. Thanks for watching, as you always do. I'll see you next time.